Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Meng. So it's a 1/72 scale kit, and here we get the M142 HIMARS. So it's a high mobility artillery rocket system. In a small scale it won't take a lot of space from your shelf, but it might be an interesting build to work on. So that's why I decided to take a closer look, and I would say several of you were asking to check this model once it will be out. So with your donations it's possible now, and just to remind you, you can support us with a small donation. It's easy to do because we have the special link in the video description, and there is also a special button on the website for the PayPal gate, where you will be able to choose how much you will donate. But as for the kit, as you can notice, the box size is not that huge. Here's comparison with my hand, and the box art is really nice. So it shows the truck in the moment of launch, so quite a scene, I would say. And of course the top opening box should be easy to open. What I'm doing right now is just removing some extra stickers. So what we have here on the side is the paints chart in AK Interactive designations. This is already traditional for this brand because it cooperates with AK Interactive, so that's why in case you would like to have other paint numbers, you will have to find some conversion table, because otherwise you won't be able to understand which paint numbers you need. And also, well, I was expecting the real vehicle details on the opposite side, but it's not there. Here on the rear you can see the marking option. It's one and only, unfortunately, so I really doubt that there will be something extra. And in case you would like to copy something else, you will have to do it by your own and get some references, maybe also some extra decals, who knows. So I'm opening removing the plastic bag. I'm just checking what is in the box. As you can see, everything is sealed into one plastic bag, and I will need to cut through it in order to understand what is actually copied in this kit. By the way, I reviewed another HIMARS from other brand, and you can find it easily on the same YouTube channel which you are watching right now. It was 4Art, and well, 4Art was also quite nice in terms of copying this, I would say, complex subject in 1/72 scale, so that's why it might be also worth the alternative in case you don't have Meng and you would like still to build this famous vehicle. So first of all, I'm zooming in and I will show you the first part. It's the front cap, which is molded as the one-piece part, so it means you won't be able to open any doors because they are molded shut. And well, we have a lot of features pre-molded here. As you can see, even the front bumper is here, so it's quite an interesting design. But again, it leaves you with less assembly options because you won't be able to do it without any serious modifications or changes to the original plastic. Next, we continue with the sprue B. So here you can see the wheel rims, and also we have the front cap floor and the steering wheel. So all of this stuff is here, and it looks quite decent, I would say, for this scale. And again, we should remember that the front cap does not open, so that's why it's nothing much to show inside the cap. It will be barely visible due to the heavy armor. And here you can check those parts from the opposite side. Next, we continue with the clear plastic sprue. So this one I will have to cut open because it's sealed in a plastic bag, and I think it's worth showing what is included there. So just give me a moment. And as far as I remember, the armor panels on the truck can be also closed or open, but here I think we will get only one position. But correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not such a huge specialist in HIMARSes. So here you can see the windscreen. We also have the side windows, and that's pretty much all you get. And if you wonder how to replicate the headlamps and other clear elements, you'll have to do it with your own paints. How I usually do it is the silver paint and also gloss lacquer, so then it looks more or less like a clear part on the small scale model kit. So here we continue with the sprue C. So this one is dedicated to the rear section. We also have the one-piece chassis here, but I think it's more for the lounge setup, and there are a lot of pre-molded details. So if I zoom in and flip it over like this, you can see more. So here you can see the various wiring which is pre-molded. This is one piece part. There are actually a lot of complex shaped elements which are molded as a single piece elements. So this is a really smart design in my opinion, because it will speed up the assembly and you shouldn't be worried about the alignment of these parts. And also note how the features are actually designed here, so it looks good for this scale. Again, to remind you, this is a 1/72 scale truck, so that's why these parts are really tiny, and yet they manage to look more or less convincing out of the box. Next, we continue with the parts. So those parts will be used for the chassis, because here we have these separate bars which should be combined together, and as you can see, they also have pre-molded leaf springs. We also have this main section or central bar for the launch station. We also have the exhausts, we have the wheel axles and the suspension, so it's quite a good feature set for a small scale. Of course, with the thin parts I would be rather careful because they look quite tender, so it might be a good idea to install them with the tweezers, but overall it looks manageable, and I think even the beginners should be able to get a nice result. And here you can check from the opposite side, so surprisingly these chassis bars are empty, but I think this is done because this way, because here we have the central section, so it will be just installed from both sides and you will be good to go. But of course we will see more in the assembly manual, and it will help us to understand the whole design. Next, we have the rubber tires, and I'm just checking the quality. Obviously this is a typical vinyl tire, so nothing much. I would say they are okay for the standard build. In case you are wondering if they will be enough for a highly detailed model, then no, because it would be better idea to find some 3D printed replacement, which will be way more convincing in terms of appearance. Next, we continue with the sprue D. So this one again is dedicated to the launch system, so I will just show it first in the zoomed in view. So here you can see these separate panels, and obviously there are no separate rockets from what I can see. As you can see, they're closed, so you won't be able to change it much. And this is quite a shame, to be honest, because some manufacturers offer you the possibility to assemble the truck post-launch. I think that's exactly what was offered in the 4Art Hobby kit, so you can check it by yourself. And if I flip it over here, you can see large installation points which will help you to combine these elements together. So it's not like you have to also play around trying to get these panels fit together. It's actually thought through, and it should be fitting together without any extra nudging, I would say. Next, we have also decals, which were packed into the sealed plastic bag as well, so that's why I'm zooming in here and showing you the decals. You can notice that, well, the symbols are barely visible because they're printed in white color, so that's why it will be important to install them carefully, not to break them. These are really tiny writings, but again, it's a nice attention to small details. And well, it's not mentioned where they are coming from. But as for the assembly manual, this one is black and white, unfortunately. So marking guide was printed in color on the rear side, so I guess that's why it is supplied in this shape. We have the short safety advices on the first page, no history note. And well, I just need to guess the sequence of the pages. I guess it goes like this. So here we have more of the assembly tips, and then an assembly process starts with the chassis. So it's exactly what I was saying, that you should use this one piece and install the side panels from both sides. We also install the exhaust, the suspension, then you continue with the wheel axles. Here we have more of the drivetrain parts. And of course the engine is not replicated here, it's just the bottom part of the engine, because here you can see we already jump into the wheels and also more of the suspension parts. Here we continue with the stowage boxes and some parts for the loading crane, I think. And here we have again the air filter, the stowage boxes, and this is the front cab assembly. So of course you should paint the interior in advance, because then you just install the top panel and it will be barely visible. The clear parts here are going inside, so it might be a good idea to cut out the masks. And again, reminder that masks are not included here, you should do it by yourself. Then the front cap goes in place, we start assembling the launch system, and then here we continue with the more parts going there. And here you can assemble the system either in the launch ready position or in the transport position. So at least this variety is offered here. And of course you can rotate it a bit because it's installed on this special plate. But overall, you do not get, for example, the loading card which is installed on the rear. This is quite a small thing to copy, so maybe that's why. Here we have the parts map, and that's pretty much all. So yes, we get only one marking option which you saw on the box, but overall I think it won't be difficult to find something different in case you check some available photos from the current conflicts. And of course I will be happy to hear your opinion. So what do you think about this kit? Write it here in the comment section below. If you have something to say, also mention it there. I will be happy to reply. And of course I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.